Hello, and welcome to our show. I'm Roger Rouse, as your host. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Galileo Galilei, and we will be interviewing him, as well at the church.
How old were you when you discovered the law of the pendulum?
It was in 1581, so I was about 17 years old.
How did you discover Aristotle was incorrect?
I used my pulse to time each swing of the pendulum, and it took the exact amount of time each time. Therefore, I concluded that Aristotle was incorrect.
How did you prove Aristotle's theory wrong, that heavy objects fall faster than lighter ones?
I reenacted the test Aristotle performed by dropping stones of different weight. He concluded that heavier objects fall faster, but in my test, I learned that actually, they fall at the same speed.
How were you inspired to build your own telescope?
After learning about a Dutchman made an instrument to see faraway objects up close, I decided to try my own, and I built the telescope in 1609 to study the heavens.
What was your newsletter called and what did it describe?
It was called Starry Messenger, and it described my amazing observations, such as the sun having dark spots, Jupiter having 4 moons, and Earth's moon being rough and uneven.
How did yours and Aristotle's theories differ?
I concluded and proved that the moon was very rough and not even. He believed that the stars and the moon were made out of pure, perfect substance. What an idiot, right? I proved him wrong.
Did you support Copernicus' ideas?
My law of motion theory and observations pretty clearly supported Copernicus' theories. And now it's time for an interview with a priest. Why were you frightened about Galileo's findings?
It went against our authority and teachings, and if people believe that we were wrong about Aristotle's theory, then they may question our teachings.
Were you aware that Galileo continued his studies after he warned him not to?
We were very unaware that he was continuing his studies because he kept silent until he published Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems. In that book, he clearly showed that he supported the Copernican theory.
What did you summon Galileo to do?
I summoned him to Rome to stand before the Inquisition. Mail!
The hell is this?
Yep, that's what I did.
And now it's time for our final interview of today's episode.
What year did you stand before the courts?
I believe it was 1633.
How did they threaten you, and what did they want you to confess?
You want to know what they wanted me to confess? I'll tell you. They were threatening to torture me. And they forced me to say that Copernicus was incorrect.
What happened after you confessed?
I was never free again. I lived in house arrest until I died in a villa near Florence in 1642. But my ideas and books did spread all over Europe. Like HIV. But now I am here to share my side of the story.